Hello and welcome my Intentional Attention ASMR collective. Today I wanted to do another fun magic wand experiment by creating some furniture. And this furniture is going to be just for us, and it's going to be just part of our sort of intimate ASMR world. And being that we're going to start playing in MidJourney, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to create 3 different types of furniture and seeing kind of where it goes. And a lot of it is just experimentation and fun. So I'm going to start off by creating a chair. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the prompt here. And I'm going to say futuristic chair, colored orange, since that's my favorite color, in the library of a postmodern home. And I want to do the aspect ratio of 16:9, and we're going to go with 5.2 as the MidJourney version to use. So here we go. The bots are working behind the scenes, and this is just a good, way to start off, because I think the next thing we're going to probably do is we're going to do a traditional chair, and then we're going to keep drilling down. Because really in my mind, I don't have much. I know that this is just the incubation of an idea, and that's how all great creative stuff really starts. And as you can see, this is quickly turning into something a little different than what I imagined. These are very cool looking. Let's take a little bit of a closer look. So in this upper quadrant here, we have this sort of dew-shaped kind of chair. Looks a little glossy. Maybe it's got this little comforting pad here. I don't know what these glass things are in the back. And over in this quadrant over here, we have sort of a plastic-looking back and a couple, cushions. I really like this enclosure here. And look, it even made us a little tray. Almost like a little tray we could have. We could put our coffee there. And you could sit here, and I could sit over here. Or even here. Look, this is even more for us too. Look, there's one big dome. So when we wanted to, sit together right next to each other, we could sit in this one. Or if we wanted to read separately, you could sit over here and I could sit over there. So that's pretty cool. Wow. So let's take that same prompt, okay? But this time we're going to use the word traditional. So instead of futuristic, I'm going to say traditional. And let's see what pops up for our postmodern home that we're going to create here. And it really is vastly incredible how this stuff just gets generated behind the scenes. And I know that I've talked about this in the past. I don't really think that this is true artificial intelligence. I think this is more scraping the web. But that could be my opinion, and I could be shooting myself in the foot by even saying that right now. But let's take a look at what we got here. This is a little bit of a different postmodern room. Hopefully you don't hear the train in the background. They're very close to the office. Okay, it looks like the traditional chair is done. Let's take a look at those. So in this quadrant up here, we have this kind of almost like we're in the city here, although I do just see trees back there. Yeah, this is a little more traditional, a hassock for the feet. There's a black one too. So in 3 of these, they've already created chairs for both you and me. So maybe I could sit here and you could sit here, depending on where the sunshine was coming in, and we could trade this, or we could even scoot the chairs closer together and have this be for both of our feet. This quadrant over here has 2 very traditional chairs. Look at these legs that they have, these little tiny legs. Maybe they have wheels. Maybe we could scoot a little closer together. Of course, here's for our iced tea or our drinks. Coffee in the morning, of course, because I'm a coffee guy. These are a little more highly traditional, almost like you'd see in like an attorney's office or a stockbroker's office or something like that. And again, a nice hassock for us to share. And then down here, this is almost kind of a hybrid, don't you think? You see a little bit of the AI where it's coming out where it's missing this part of the ladder. Isn't that kind of funny? So another table. Beautiful flowers, though, too. Isn't that cool? I just noticed that 3 of these have, plants in the background. I like plants. Do you like plants? I hope you do, because we can keep them together. I think it'd be very fun. Okay, so what is a third type of chair that we could look at? Let's say, and let's say, I'm going to say ugly chair. And let's see what MidJourney actually thinks is going to be ugly. It's always kind of hard to tell, but I think I'm going to go ahead and drill down one more, maybe on each of these, to be able to find what we really want. And of course, if you see something you really like here and want me to stop, just let me know. And, I can develop it a little more and even send it to you. Because once we actually get this done, we can have MidJourney design the prototype for it. So these are some really interesting ones. I don't think that these are ugly at all. These are actually pretty cool. I really like these. So quadrant 1, and it's just funny. I mean, this is a little more like the retro ones that we were just looking at. This is a little big for me. I could see that being uncomfortable, almost kind of like sinking into an old couch, kind of. I love this little cubicles, these little areas here to put our stuff in, our CDs or records, books. I have a lot of books. This is a pretty cool chair, but it's more of an art piece and very creative little, nooks and crannies. But this sucker, this combination right here, this takes the cake. I mean, this is probably my fantasy place to live. This one big giant bookshelf for all of my books and all the cool stuff that you're going to bring too. Plus, we have 2 options for sitting. We have this big, very private, very large nook place. I mean, you could literally just take your shoes off and jump inside there with all those pillows. Doesn't that look really fun? And then we have this other chair for reading if you want to maybe use some natural light. Because look at this, it's got some really awesome plants outside and it's sunny and it looks like, and again, I'm totally making this up, it looks like there's an edge of a pool. And could you imagine how awesome it would be to just sit in here, change into a bathing suit, run outside, jump in the pool, and then run back in? I mean, that would be so amazing, wouldn't it? Let's not forget quadrant 4 here with this big, nice round chair. Now, this is kind of cool. It's open. What I really like about this one is 2 things. First off, it started putting pillows that are the opposite end of the color spectrum. So this particular orange is going to have this particular type of teal or blue associated with it. And up on top here, we have a place to put some of our stuff. So I might have like a picture of you here and, a couple books that I'm reading. I always have 2 or 3 books that I'm reading at some point. Yeah, so I actually like it. So it's really a toss-up between these 2 for me. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. So of these futuristic chairs, I want to do a variation of the 4th one. And, you know what? I actually just sent the wrong command. I sent upsize for it. I'm going to do variation here. So futuristic chair, colored orange, in the library of a postmodern home. And I'm going to say encased, let's see, let's take a look at it again here. So I was thinking about maybe having this be glass with an opening for it. So let's say postmodern home, futuristic chair, colored orange, with glass front and back. Okay. And let's see what that is going to entail. Now in our traditional one, I don't think we landed on a favorite, did we? I think we liked one where we could kind of exchange the the hassock. That would be kind of cool. Although I think I'm going to go with this one right here because I like the this one right here because I like being able to exchange those two. And let's actually make that be something in the middle. So let's go with variation of one. Traditional chair colored orange with footstool connected to both chairs. I'm going to hit submit and we'll see what that one comes up with. And then finally the ugly chair one. Oh man, and this is how could we make this third one down here better? Maybe we could connect to these two chairs together so it's got the one that's open and the one that is closed. So this would be the closed one and this would be the open one. And let's say variation of, let's see, quadrant 3. Ugly orange chair. Ugly chair colored orange where the two chairs are connected together. In the Library of Postmodern Home. Okay, cool. Okay, so now as those bake, we have created this recipe. Now we're going to express them. So this first one we changed. Oh, you know what? This was the upsize, so never mind. That's all the upsize does is make it bigger so we can look at more of the details. And look at these details. Isn't this amazing? I mean, it really is very cool. But that's going to be the last step that we're going to do. So sorry, I'm getting excited and ahead of myself here. So our first one was futuristic chair colored orange with glass front and back. Oh, glass front and back in the Library of Postmodern Home. So let's take a look. Man, okay. So there is a lot of cool stuff happening here. This one does not look like it was created for us to be able to sit in. So it's not going to be that one. I like how this is open here on both sides, but it's not going to be big enough for both of us. And I actually like how there's a section for books in here. So that would be whoever's in there is using their immediate reading. But I kind of want there to be something big enough for both of us and that has storage. So I'm going to say this one. I want to upsize this particular one. So what we do is we go to upsize and it's going to be 2. Okay, so now we've played with this one that says traditional chair, colored orange with footstool, connected between both chairs in the Library of a Postmodern Home. So I don't think that it did what I thought it was going to do. What I thought it was going to do was going to like sort of have something here in the middle that was connected on both sides. This one has just an extension of the chair, which is like, I don't know, it's okay. It's not great. And I want you to experience great. This looks like a pumpkin, and that looks like a bigger pumpkin. So I'm going to upsize this one. Now, it's not bad. I mean, if we did want to go with this traditional home here, we do have a lot of very cool sort of, books in the background. We can change this painting as well. Yeah, but we could just pass this back and forth. Like even if these just sat here, we could just kick it back and forth to each other. So this is going to be the one I'm going to choose for us. We're going to upsize quadrant 2. Okay, we are on to our final creation here. And this one was ugly chair colored orange where two chairs are connected together in the Library of a Postmodern Home. So it doesn't look like anything actually got connected, and that's okay because we value each other's time and we value each other's spaces. So let's choose which one that we want to have for our place. This has some removable cushions. They all do with the exception of this one. So I'm going to cut this one out. I would say that these cushions probably look the most comfortable, And I like us having a coffee table in between, but I wish we could have this coffee table here. So it's going to be a toss-up between the comfier ones that are probably look like they're actually easier to wash than these ones that are stuck down here. So I'm going to go with this one here. So we're going to upsize to... Okay, we have gone 2 layers down. Now, let's take a look at what we have created. Okay, so the first one we have here is futuristic chair, colored orange, with glass front and back, library of a postmodern home. And look at that beautiful chair. So there's really 2 options. If we want to sit together, we can sit here. We can split it up. Each person gets a shelf for their own books. Of course, there's many books over here if we want to do it. Looks like our pool is out here, so we can just take off our shoes and jump in the pool there. There's a single chair here, so if somebody wants to see her, and it almost looks like it tried to make a stairs, but it didn't really quite. Like, I don't know if that's the reflection of what's behind it, but anyway, so this is what we got for the futuristic one. It's very cool. I can see that these little sections might even pull out here. So this would be like something we could pull out maybe almost as a bed or like a chase lounge or something like that. So there's a lot of really great possibility there. Traditional chair, colored orange with a footstool connected to both chairs. This is what we had already, I actually already kind of expressed this in the when we were, baking this recipe here. We could just kind of push the footstool back and forth. Of course, how often do we use a footstool? It all kind of depends on what we're doing. And this has plenty of books, has a nice big tree right here. I'd maybe take another plant and put it here, something that doesn't need light quite as much. I would change this. I'd probably get rid of the vases here. I would also change the painting, of course. Maybe it could be a picture of me and you. But it does look like there's speakers up here, which I really, really like. So let's keep that in mind for this place when we really start to create it. Okay. And our last one here is the ugly chair. Now, this is the ugly chair that was supposed to be connected together, but it didn't really actually happen that way. Let's take a look at this one. And it's cool. This is like a matching set. So, I don't really have too much ownership with you. So, if you want to choose the left one and I get the right one or whatever, I mean, if there's one that you think is going to be more comfortable, just let me know. This is pretty cool. I like the fact it's small. So it's going to kind of force us to have just 1 cup there or, 2 cups of coffee for the morning. I do like the books. I don't know what this tape stuff is here, but I would definitely get rid of that before we started, loading it with our own stuff. But this also too looks like, based on the outside here, based on these windows, it does look like this could be maybe the upstairs to the one where the pool is down kind of below us in this area here. But I really enjoy this one. So anyway, so there's our 3 options that we created together. We have this futuristic one. We have this traditional one. And we have this ugly one. So please let me know in the comments what you like about these chairs. Let me know which ones resonate most with you. And more importantly, if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. But also, too, let me know if you liked doing this together. I just made this up out of thin air, and I thought it would be a really fun kind of thing to do. And if you like this sort of thing, I'd be happy to make more videos like this in the future. And I would like to thank you so much for watching. And remember that I love you so much, and I look forward to making more content with you in the future. Take care of yourself and those you love. Talk to you soon.